Okay, grade 10s. I got asked a question about 4.6, number 14. So just work quietly. If you want to watch this, go ahead and watch this. If you're somewhere else, keep working quietly. That's great. But if you want to watch, just look up here. So we are trying to simplify this. And so again, what you want to do is you want to take a look at the numerator, the top part, as being a little bit separate from the bottom part to begin. And so you want to evaluate, or you want to try and simplify each separately first. So that's what I would suggest. So this here, there's different ways you could do this, okay? I would just suggest that this exponent applies to every factor, or everything that's multiplied inside the brackets, which includes the a term and the b term. So I think you could just go ahead and do that exponent law, the power to a power exponent law. You multiply 2 times negative 2 is a to the negative 4, okay? And then this is b to the positive 2. When you negative 1 times negative 2, that's b to the positive 2, or b squared, okay? All right, so now on the bottom, you can do the same thing. A to the negative 3 to the power of 3, that's a to the negative 9, right? This is b to the positive 3. So that would be my suggestion for the first step. Just focus on the numerator, focus on the denominator, do what you can. And then now what we're going to do is use the second exponent law that we're going to use is the dividing, right? So when we divide, so notice that we have a terms. So that's a common base of a. So what I do is I subtract the exponents. Now some students find this a little difficult when you're subtracting negatives and stuff, but as long as you pay close attention, it shouldn't be that bad. So this is going to be a to the negative 4 minus negative 9. Okay, lots of negatives there, right? Not a problem. And again, when you do this, you don't have to worry about, when you subtract like that, you don't have to worry about writing them in the numerator or denominator. That'll all work itself out. So you just now, you're combining the two into one single term. This one too, you're just combining this into one single term. This is going to be b, so you're multiplying times b to the 2 minus 3. You see that? Okay. So now what we do is we try and simplify this subtraction here. So this is actually going to be negative 4 plus 9. Do you see that? And I'll write that out just in case you want to see that. The negative, if you're subtracting a negative, that's the same as adding. And this is going to be a negative 1 when you subtract that. Okay? So one more. Negative 4 plus 9 is positive 5. Okay? And this is b to the negative 1. Now, what you want to notice here is that you could technically say, hey, I've done this, I've simplified. But remember what I said, that in the future, as you move through math here, it's going to be pretty important to write with positive exponents. And we know how to do that, right? If we have a negative exponent like this, to make this negative exponent positive, we just take that term down to the denominator and it becomes positive. So I think that the simplest you should end up with is this. That's a positive 5, so it can stay in the numerator. This should be a b to the positive 1 in the denominator, and of course, if you have 1 as an exponent, you don't have to write it. So check the back of the book there. Is this the answer that they give you in the back of the book? Is the simplest kind of form? Just give that a check. All right, so that's looks like the answer they have in the back of the book as well. That's the way they want you to leave it. It does say what exponent laws do you use, and of course we kind of ran through those. The power to a power, the power law, the dividing quotient law, and then the negative exponent law. Those are the 3 ones that we used, I guess. 3 laws. Okay, so that's 14A, a little simplification there. Does anybody have any questions about this one or another one that you want help with? First of all, this one. Are we clear with this now? Does that clear some things up for everybody? Awesome. Okay.